Good morning. I really need that. If I could just have that. Thanks. My glasses are very dirty this morning. I still have that scratch. I don't know if people know. I have a scratch in one of my lenses from a morning a year ago.
Oh, it was a while ago.
I don't think it was super long ago. A year and a half, something.
Don't know.
Where Kepler was like, nice glasses, punk. And then bit them. And like, pulled his tooth across part of it, which left a big gash. It's fine because like I can't, well, that's not true. I can tell if I'm paying attention and I have a bright light source. So Spiffle says, did you even have those glasses a year and a half ago? I got them in April 2022.
I don't remember.
Yeah, April 2022. I think is when I got them. Because we had went to visit Alex and Haley in Birmingham. And Haley was working at the time as an optician and helped pick out the glasses. Yeah, that sounds correct. So
He was after mine this morning.
So it's been almost 2 years since I've had the glasses. It's interesting because I have a very long history with glasses. Like, I'll keep glasses for like 10 years, 12 years.
Your prescription hasn't changed in a long time, so I can see why you didn't.
It's just funny because like the pair I had before this, I had for like an obscene amount of time, like 12 years. It might have been more, I don't know. And like they were fine, but then I had this pair for like 12 months, if that, and the cat bit them. And I'm like, man, how did I manage to keep a pair of glasses alive for like 12 years, but I couldn't keep these pair, you know, faultless for 12 months?
Well, I think your old one were glass.
Cats.
And these ones are acrylic.
I think some of it is that the cat just didn't bite my glasses.
Yeah.
That's what caused me to start keeping the glasses in the drawer, I think. Because I used to keep them on the nightstand. And, like, he would throw them on the ground, and I was like, don't throw them on the ground. And then at some point, he was like, what if I bit them? And I was like, oh no. And it's too late. Anyway, hi. Good morning. Welcome to Thursday. This is kind of nice little music.
Yeah.
So sweet. Catch me granny. Is Kepi proof high school never ends? Take that, punk. I didn't have any, like... Well, I'm not going to say I didn't have bullying in high school. I did. But as far as, like, related to the ocular, I didn't really have any of that. Like, I didn't have any, like, name-calling or anything. Although getting name-calling for, like, having glasses in high school is, like, wild. That would be a wild situation. Hey, Dishnet! Sorry.
Hello to the 6 of you.
Yeah.
5 of you.
The, in the Discord, there's quite a few folks from our Discord, from our community, that have met up IRL, and they posted a photo last night, and I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Seeing like IRL internet meetups is I don't know. It's a real big warm spot in my heart because I have met so many friends online. Which is probably evident because, like, the Raleigh group is almost entirely made up of people that I've met online. The sole exceptions are Dan, and I guess technically Jeff.
Yeah.
Like, everyone else is, like, internet friends. So I put a lot of stock in, like, the internet and meeting friends online and the value of those relationships. So it's just really sweet whenever I see people. Technically, Alex... Yeah, Alex is online. Alex... I did not... Like, I know that I met Alex at school, but that's not why we roomed together. We roomed together because we knew each other online. So Alex does not count. The only people in that group is... Like, Dan I didn't know online. Dan I met at school. But, yeah, I met Alex on the internet. Lore. Let me read some alerts, and then we can go back to talking about who I know and why. 58 months from It's Destiny. 12 months from Rays of Sunshine. That's a 1. Congrats on the 1. 25 months from Darth Mario 64. 37 months from Harry Constant. 63 months from Satsy. 55 months from Tricky Anthea. 64 months from Chrissy G. 64 months also from Hi Ryu. 33 months from Arsax. And 46 months from Raven Bear. Thank you. Haley says Dan weaseled his way in. A bigger lie never told. Oh, I love that. A Doodle says, I am at the house of a friend who I met online like 3 years ago right now. We've been warming here for a couple days. Internet friends, so cool. Agreed. Yeah, Dan, the reason I know Dan is that in freshman year, he wasn't my next door neighbor, but he was like...
Down the hall?
2 doors down? 3 doors down? You still call me Superman? Something like that. I might have talked about it before, but one of the cool things that SCAD did was that you had at least one class, maybe more than one, I don't remember, in freshman year, like your first quarter at college, they made sure to put you in classes with people who were in close proximity to you at your dorm, which is a very cool idea, because what it means is that you have class with people and you get familiar with seeing them, but then you start seeing them like where you are at the dorm. And it's a very cool idea because, you know, we were starting to meet some people at this class, and then like a day or two later, we realized, wait a minute, we all live on the same hall. Because the other person that was in that... So, like, me, Alex, and Ian, who was my other first-year roommate, were all in, like, 2D design. Dan was also in 2D design. Nick, who was my next-door neighbor, was also in 2D design. So all these people were in the same class, and they had done it basically by hall so you could get to know people more easily. And I've talked to other people at schools and stuff, and I've never heard that come up. And it's a really cool idea. Yeah, it's basically like, here, make friends. And we did.
See, we just, all of our dorms were like in a block together-ish.
Yeah.
And one college I went to had upperclassmen and lowerclassmen dorms. So like all the freshmen were in one area and like everyone else would be in the other part of campus. Mm-hmm. But there was always like events.
Yeah.
There'd be like floor events and like building events and like events for everyone.
Radio Dread says, I lived with people studying all sorts of stuff. It's important to note that the
majors of everyone.
Yeah, everyone had different majors. The key thing is that there, at least at SCAD, there are, what do they call them? Like core classes that everyone has to take.
Yeah, your general education classes.
So like everyone has to take 2D design. Everyone, no matter what. So if you have a situation like that where everyone has to take the class, they can put anyone in the class from any major because like first year everyone's got to do it. Gen Eds, yeah. Even if you're there for horse. If you're there for horse, still have to take 2D design. Also, if you didn't know, SCAD has horse.
What if I go back to school for horse? Was that more shocking than the 16?
That was more shocking. That overwrote that. Not a single flinch. My brain was so focused on... You know what it was? My brain was so focused on screaming, no. Absolutely not. Yeah, character development. Good lord, don't... Yeah, you want to hurt me worse than 16? Tell me you're going back to school for horse.
I'd go back to school for something else.
Chelsea, we found the tech.
Ouch.
I mean, yeah, I would assume that you wouldn't go back to school for horse.
No, I'd go back for other things.
Sorry, like, school really expensive? Mm-hmm. Like, as a concept, school expensive. Mm-hmm. As a further concept, that school real expensive. As a further concept, horse?
Chaz, horse expensive.
Horse expensive.
Chaz knows.
Horse expensive. Anyway, that was 1600 from Tricanthia. It says, can I get 16 good vibes? Exactly. The government overpaid me for disability and now want money back unless I can get proof of reduced wages from last June by tomorrow. Good vibes. I hate that. I very much hate that. I hope that you can get all of that figured out. Because that sucks. I'm sorry that you have to go through that. We also had 62 months from Sapphire Becca. Thank you. Yeah, it's... I don't like that. Oh. Haley says, horses are too expensive. That's why I'm raising dragons. I mean, I don't know anything about dragons. I just feel like dragons would be more expensive than horses. Maybe not. Maybe not. Actually, no. You know what? Dragons would be cheaper. Dragons would offset their costs because they would go steal gold. Forgot about that. Mm-hmm. Dragons hoard gold. That helps take care of the dragons. Yeah, dragons pay for themselves.
There's a Geppo. Come here.
Done. Figured that out.
Come here.
You want to come hang out?
Come hang out. Keep me warm. I'm chilled. Come here.
He's considering it. 500 Bits of Shy says, Step 1, go to college. Step 2, horse. Step 3, student debt. Step 4, profit? Maybe. I mean, like, what's the word for special word for horse? Equestrian. I was like, I'm getting there. I know I'm in the vicinity. Equestrian.
I know it's coffee. You don't like coffee. Not everything is for you.
I'm assuming equality. That's it. I'm assuming that, you know, if you go to horse school and you pay horse money to do horse, that there is job that refills the horse money. I like how I did all of that, and now I'm like, why did I bother trying to find the word equestrian? I didn't even use it. So, like, there must be, right? What do you...
I mean, maybe if you're running, like, a boarding stable, but I don't know if that's, like, super profitable.
Sorry, I'm going to run for government. My platform will be, refill the horse money. Yeah, I mean, like, you'd have to be some sort of stable, some sort of,
like, special...
trainer?
Yeah.
Breeder? Cleaner? What do they call a cleaner for horses?
Like someone who knows about, you're thinking of grooming, but I'm thinking of, like, animal husbandry, like when you know how to take care of animals well and, like, can take care of a bunch.
Can you explain the horse major at SCAD? Sure. The quick version of this, and I believe I'm pulling from facts, but maybe not. Maybe some of this is not completely correct. What I had heard is that SCAD existed. Pull from lies. It might be SCAD existed, and they like did the art thing. It's in the name, Savannah College of Art and Design, right? However, there was like a group of people who, what do they call it when people donate to the school? Donors, whatever.
Yeah.
People who had lots of money and were donating to the school that were like, but also, what if horse, the rich, what if horse?
Equestrian studies.
Sponsors is probably shit. Manipulation. So that's the story that I had heard, and I don't know. Like, certainly that's not gonna. I mean, maybe it is. Maybe it is somewhere on SCAD's website of like our sponsors. But I think that was the story of like there was the school, but then there was a group of people who had money and were like, our children want to ride the horse. So we're going to pay you lots of money, so you have to offer the horse. Because I don't know if you guys know this, but actually, when I think of art and design, I don't think of horses at all. Not one time. There's not one time when I've been drawing and been thinking, you know what is very similar to this? Riding a horse. It's almost the same thing. Anyway...
The bird.
So that got added on, and so where Savannah is, if you're not familiar with like the geography, is Savannah is like right into Georgia. Like it's kind of like right on the border. So
there's a river between South and North Carolina and Georgia, or sorry, South Carolina and Georgia, and Savannah's right on that.
The horse stuff. Sorry. It's just a yes! If you're not familiar with cities, they rarely have horses in them these days. Actually, the irony of that is that Savannah's loaded with horses. There's actually a ton of horses in Savannah. Because they got to do the tours.
Yeah, the
tourist
horse-drawn buggies.
Horse-drawn, yeah, anyway. The horse part...
The classes?
The horse...
The horse classes?
The horse part of SCAD is in South Carolina. I don't know why. Maybe it's like it might tax benefit. I don't know. So
no, it just seems actually more difficult because they probably have to file taxes in both states.
Maybe they just had more land available there.
Oh, definitely.
That's probably it. That's probably the reason. So... Thomas, that's the funniest thing I've ever read. Thomas said, wait, horse-drawn! They mixed it up! Finally, we figured it out. The mystery has been solved. Anyway, so if you were taking horse class at SCAD, you had to, like, travel to horse class. Because horse class was across the river in another state. I mean, they're close, but they're not, like, super close. I'm assuming that one of the buses took the horse kids to horse class. I am definitely going to refer to them exclusively as horse kids.
God, have you ever seen the campus for that?
At some point, yes.
Oh, is it fancy?
Of course it's fancy. It only exists from money. That is the whole point. If they were like, wait a minute, this school that doesn't offer horse anything should offer horse thing, and we have a lot of money to make it happen, of course it's going to be, like, the fanciest thing.
So, let me just lay this out for you guys. A school dedicated to art and design has equestrian studies, had to hire professors for all that have no overlap at all.
Yeah.
On a campus.
That's not even in the same place.
Of a drive?
25 minutes.
25 minutes in another state. And they have to have...
Coffee.
Like, veterinarians on staff, and, like, stable hands on staff, and, like, It's like a whole different wheelhouse.
Yeah, it's not in any way, shape, or form the same thing.
So weird.
So, like, that's why when I say, like, I'm not 100% sure that I have the facts right, but, like, just, contextually, I think everyone here would be like, no, that sounds correct. Sounds correct that the only reason that this exists is because of people that sponsored the whole program. Because why on earth would the school...
discover the equestrian student experience?
You know what's funny, though? I know I've talked about this before. There was one quarter where me and Taylor and Dan and Alex were trying to figure out a elective to take. And, like, one thing about the horse stuff is that they are classes at the school. They count as classes at the school. You can take horse class. So we were like, what if we took horse class? Like, we have a car. We could go over there. And we just thought about how funny it would be to be in, like, a class full of all these horse people and just be like, hey, horse people, we're the people that aren't horse people. Anyway,
I'm really amused by this section of the website, related majors that may interest
Give me
you
the bird.
for a dual major or minor: acting, photography, painting, production design, and fashion. Related minors that complement the equestrian studies program include acting, photography,
sorry,
dance.
I really love horse acting. I really love horse acting. Anyway, to complete my story real quick, we ended up not doing a horse elective. And the reason we didn't is because there are many levels of horse. And as it turns out, the 100 level horse is, like, boring. That's bad. Like, you only learn about, like, what a horse is and, like, how to, like, brush its tail. And I was like, I only want to ride horse. Sorry. I'm not going to drive, like, an hour back and forth in order to just look at horse and learn horse and, like, touch horse's tail. I don't want to do that. I want to ride horse. That's what I would do. Purple Boy says it's not an hour. It is an hour. It's like half an hour there and half an hour back. That's an hour round trip. That's too far. That's too far to look at a horse. They'd have to pay me. I have to get college credit back to go out and look at a horse and be like, yep, that's a horse. Basuna says Purple Pollo goes to SCAD. How far is it? I could probably find out.
It's 20 round trip, but I'm right next to the bridge.
20 round trip?
Yeah, right there.
But you're right next to the bridge. Well,
because at the time you lived down by
I mean,
Forsyth
then you're
Park.
not on, unless things have changed, you're not on Aqua Ortis. I also go to SCAD. I love how all the SCAD people are here. Like, I'm sorry. In some ways, I'm sorry that I'm, like, talking bad about the school, but I also went there, so I'm allowed. If you're near the only 10 minutes to SC, I think the only thing in between bridge and horse is a strip club, maybe. Oh, the strip club's still there! Good to know! Good to know. What's the other thing? Oh, if you're near the bridge, you're not on student housing, are you? Because, like, the closest I'm trying to think of the closest thing. The closest thing to the bridge would be what? Barnard?
Yeah, I bet it's Barnard.
Yeah, Purple Boy says I'm off campus, like 5 minutes from Boundary in the Hive. Okay, from Boundary. Okay. So, like, I lived in Barnard.
And Turner?
Aqua's on student property. Huh?
Turner?
Turner and Boundary are around
Yeah.
the same zone. They're in the same area.
Yeah, there is a minor in ponies.
Pollo says Barnard is way further away. Okay, so when we were looking to do horse time, we lived in Barnard. So that might put into better perspective how far it would be for us to get to horse time and back. So, yeah, we lived in Barnard.
Thanks, Chess.
Love this.
Chaz, is that... Like, where'd you get that photo?
Ivar says barnyard. If you take out the Y, you have it. Barnard. Barnard doesn't have the
That's what I
carpet
thought,
of
Chaz.
ambiguous color anymore. We found out about the carpet, by the way, after having a big fight in the dorm about it. I emailed them, and they're like, the carpet is black. And I was like, stop. Me and Alex were arguing whether it was blue or green, and Dan was like, I think it's black. We're like, shut up, Dan. So then we emailed them, and they're like, the carpet's black. And I was like, incorrect. Incorrect. Like, I have to accept that answer because, like, they are the highest level of authority. But I'm going to tell you right now, that carpet was not black. It wasn't.
You know how universities abbreviate classes, like, for transcripts, and, like, they have an official, like, code in the system? Do you see the code for equestrian studies? The code is RIDE 101. Riding fundamentals.
Ride.
Ride 230.
Ride. Anyway, there's a lot of alerts I have to read now because people have had a lot to say and add to all this.
Noah.
Horse. There's 300 bits from Cosmic Sorrow. Says, fun fact, my former college, East Tennessee State University, has degrees available in both bluegrass and storytelling. That sounds like a better school. I'll tell you one thing right now. If I was at a school that had bluegrass and storytelling, those would be my electives. It would not even be close. I'd be like, horse. Bluegrass and storytelling are two of my favorite things in the entire world. I love that. We had 510 bits from a niece who says, I remember that vlog just after Mouse stopped teaching where you were so proud that you were finally under $100,000 in student debt. College in the U.S. seems wildly expensive for very little real-world reward. I did recently learn
The current
tuition of SCAD because Austin and Nikki had been in Savannah, like just visiting, and currently Lily is like really into fashion. And, like, how old is she? 6?
Yeah.
She's 6. She's, like, super into fashion. Really loves fashion. And
has been, like, designing clothes.
Which is super cool because,
and her
like,
grandmother can sew, so they've been, like, making some of them.
I love that. That's super awesome, and I love that. And supporting the creativity of a child is, like, incredibly important. So, they were in Savannah, so she got her picture taken in. She couldn't go in, but she got her picture taken in front of the fashion building at SCAD. And Nikki was saying that while they were there, they, just went into the office and like got some information about SCAD because, I mean, Lily is 6.
Yeah.
So she's like, this is where I'm going to go to school because it's a fashion thing because she's never seen a fashion thing before. So Nikki got the information about SCAD, and in the year of our Lord 2024. The tuition is apparently now $300,000. And I was like, oh.
Those of you that aren't in the U.S., that is a private school.
Yeah.
Those tend to be a lot more.
And, like, it's hard to tell how much it has jumped just in the last year or two. I know everything has gotten so much more expensive. But, like, no, not for 1 year.
That's 4.
That's the entire shebang. That's the entire shebang. That's 4 years with housing and probably with a meal plan. But still, I guess a lot of money. When I went to school, it was an obscene amount of money. And I was like, oh God, what have I done? But now it costs more money. Because things get more expensive. $300,000. One day.
Chess says, looks like it's more than that.
cool. Vagabond says that school did 3 quarters, right? Yes, it's a quarter system, so that's 3 quarters a year. You get the entirety of the summer off, and you also get a pretty long winter break. So, yeah. It's, you know, it's expensive. It's expensive. It got more expensive. I'm just surprised how much.
It's up now.
Because, like, it more than doubled since I've been out of school. 300,000 for ambiguous carpets?
What is he?
Anyway. Hi, buddy.
Suddenly very interested in the coffee
Give
cup.
me the bird.
He likes cups. You like cups? He loves cups. Anyway. Aqua says, if you don't take summer quarter, you get off from the end of May till after Labor Day. Add on 6 weeks between fall and winter as well. Yeah, I never took any summer quarters. But yeah, if you took summer quarters, I guess you would graduate in... Oh, look at my hat. Then you would graduate in 3 years? Is that the math? Something like that. You can graduate more quickly. We had 29 months from whatever the heck this is. 300 Bits from Galaxy Jello Bear says, I have a job interview next week for a place I love. It's for the summer, which is fun. Wishing for good vibes. Good vibes.
Good vibes.
I hope the job interview goes well, especially if it's a place you want to be. Mm-hmm. I hope that works out. Work is easier if you like it. For sure. 300 Bits from Shy says, can't stop thinking about them horses. This summer, from the creator of the hit song Casino Money, a new musical composition, Horse Money. Love horse money. 300 from Genesis says, Steven, you are not alone. My college also had a horse program with a separate facility in another town. Oh, okay. Well, maybe that's more common than I know. Because, like, the horse people gotta go to horse school somewhere, right?
I suppose.
Right?
I mean, I know, like, NC State has facilities all over Raleigh.
That college no longer exists. Okay. Yeah.
Like, they have, like, their Centennial campus and their Central campus, and then they have, like, facilities south of Raleigh where they have a lot of the land for, like, the cows.
Yeah.
Where all the veterinary stuff is.
Like,
It's, like, all over the area.
Renee says, I'm sure ISU had some kind of horse thing, but there's a big veterinarian school there. Like, everyone that knows a thing, there's a place to learn how to thing. I mean, sometimes the only place is YouTube, but most things have, like, a place that you can go and pay someone $1, sometimes lots of dollars, and, like, learn a thing. It's just, the weird part about SCAD specifically is that it wasn't, like, all of the things. It was, like, very honed in on art, and yet, despite that, there is also horse.
Yes.
It's just strange. 3 months from Marluxia261. We got 500 bits from whatever the heck this is. It says, y'all, I just got done training on overnights at the pharmacy. That's going to be my shift all the time soon. Surprisingly, not that bad. We didn't have any horses, though. Well, that's good. I feel like it would be more difficult to do your job if horses were involved.
My job would be more difficult if horses were involved.
The pharmacy is a more chaotic place when there are horses there. I don't know how many pharmacies you've been to where, like, a horse was running the counter.
You know, you don't see that these days.
Chaz says, I would say 99% of jobs are more difficult with horses. Chaz said mine would be. Like, there are jobs that are easier with horses, but most jobs are harder with horses. How's your job going? It's going pretty well, but my coworker is a horse, and it's made life very difficult. We got 300 from Shy. It says, SCAD teaches drawing skills of all kinds, and someone called them on their bluff. Because horse-drawn carriage. Reminds me how my college, a technical school, had a contract with a music school. It was just one building way in the corner of campus. I guess, you know, if you wanted to get in on a school thing, but you didn't want to have to make your own school, that you could make some...
Loop yourself in with another school.
Yes. You know. It's probably an easier way of doing it than trying to make your own school. 300 Bits from Raven Barrett says, so what I'm hearing is SCAD's horse program is just the real-life press A to horse. Correct. Yes. And, like, it's a real program, and I'm... That one got me. It's a real program, so, like, I'm sure, based on how SCAD is, it's probably got really great people running it. Right? Like, I'm sure it is. Like, that's one of the things that SCAD does, is they do have really good professors. But that's just a lot of money for horse. Horse electrician. Sorry, I'm imagining a horse with a little jacket trying to do electric work. 1600 Bits from J-Spoke says, is there a college class that focuses on the cultural impact of Mary-Kate and Ashley's Sweet 16 License to Drive? Yes, in fact, it's called 16eology. I would not take that course. I don't think I would survive it, to be honest. Aqua says, shout out the professors at SCAD, for real.
And Purple Puyo says, the faculty have always been the best part of the SCAD experience.
That is true. That is, like, I have a million things I could talk about related to my experience with SCAD, and, like, there are definitely negative things, but the one positive that will always stand is that the faculty are great. The faculty are great. Like, my assumption is that SCAD pulls in so much money that they can afford to hire whoever they want, but they do. They really have really great professors there, and I felt like I learned things. And I felt like one of the valuable things is that you do get, I mean, if you want it, and you work for that, you have connections. Because SCAD has a lot of connections to all sorts of places. And that if you're trying to get a job in a specific industry, they will assist you in doing that. So, like, that's helpful. But, you know, the biggest downside is that it's a bajillion dollars. And does that outweigh the benefits? Probably. It doesn't necessarily have to, but, like, probably. For most people, it might. So if you're at SCAD, I know we have a few people at SCAD, my best advice for you is to work very hard, work specifically on your portfolio, and when it's time to graduate, work with the school to try and get placement in whatever industry you're trying to do. Because that is one of the benefits of the school, so you absolutely should use it. I didn't use it, but you should. I was like, I have a fiance, so I want to get married and, like, settle down and just do normal things. But you should use it. You should take advantage of it. Yeah, one day Steven will get a job. It's possible. 57 months from Colin to P. 14 months from oh, my dude. Chaz, normal things? That's what this is? Haley, when did you do normal things? Listen to this snack.
Enjoy the tailbone-watering goodness of Tiny Eddie's Dry Jaw Cream Slop.
Is that similar to dry sockets you get when you get your wisdom teeth out?
God, I hate that. 1,000 bits from it says, can SCAD get me a job at Tiny Eddie's? Probably. They probably have that connection. The tailbone... First off, enjoy the tailbone watering. I don't like that.
Haven't you ever fallen and, like, bruised your tailbone?
So that's what happens here?
Yeah.
The tailbone watering goodness of Tiny Eddie's Dry Jaw Cream Slop. There's so many things I don't like about this.
Yeah.
Tailbone watering, dry jaw, cream slop. I basically hate everything about this. Anyway. Delicious. Haley said, when I broke my tailbone, water poured out. That's how you know it's, like, really broken. It's really, that's when it's like really, really broken. Audrey says, I do get what you mean though, Stephen. I just graduated, but also I'm in a serious, positive relationship, and I have to balance needing a job with living where she is. Like, your priorities in life change. They just do. It's one of those things that maybe you're working towards a change, or it's a sudden change, but like, throughout your life, multiple times, your priorities will change. And sometimes that can be a difficult thing to reckon with, especially if, like, a lot of money is involved. But whenever I went off to school, I wasn't sure exactly what I wanted to do. I either wanted to do something with graphic design or film. And I worked into the film side of things. But then I met Mao, and, like, that, Mao became my entire world and my interests. So, like, the idea of then entering, like, the film industry, I was like, nah, I don't want to do that. I don't want to, like, be gone all the time and try to have all of that headache and not be at home. Like, I wanted to spend as much time with Mao as I possibly could. A degree. I wanted my degree in Mallory. So, it's fine. It's fine. So, I don't regret it at all. Like, things ended up working out because we ended up just, filming dinner and cats for the internet. But there is an alternate universe where, like, I didn't meet you and I don't know, shooting a video, editing a movie. I was a victim of big Mallory energy. Yeah. Anyway, the reason I say that is I just want people to understand that, like, people shouldn't beat themselves up if their priorities in life change. Like, that's just going to happen. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And, like, sometimes things will work out in a good way. Sometimes they may not work out exactly as you plan. But, like, sometimes you have to follow your heart, because the most important thing is happiness. And I knew that I would be happier if I was more focused on spending time with you. My plan, by the way, at the beginning was, like, since I had the degree, I was like, well, I'm just gonna get, like, a job at the news station or something. That was my plan. Was like, I'm gonna be with you, I'm gonna get a job at the news station, something simple where I can just be home and, like, not worry too much about it. And I was actively trying to seek out that sort of position while also doing YouTube, and then YouTube was the thing that ended up working out. That's how that happened. Anyway, I like you. 39 months from Tiger413.
I like you too.
Thanks. I suspected for some time. 500 bits from Tiger says, speaking of interesting college courses, did you know that the University of Maryland has an engineering course that uses Tears of the Kingdom to teach machine design? The professor teaching the class is a big Zelda fan, by the way. I think I've heard that. I think someone else had told me that at some point. And I think that that's very neat. I think that that's super cool. College is just an interesting place because you will get professors of wildly different backgrounds and thought processes with different interests, and they will insert themselves and their interests into your class. Like, that is going to happen. So, if you like each other so much, why don't you marry each other? Okay. If you like the snack so much...
The scrumptiousness is in the yogurt. Tiny Eddie's bubbly grape-wrapped gopher munchies.
But where's the yogurt?
I think you have to discover the yogurt. The yogurt's somewhere in there. 1,000 bits from Gawkstar says, could I apply to be a horse cook at Tiny Eddie's? Ah, see, the problem with horse cook is that can mean two different things at Tiny Eddie's. It can be either... a horse that cooks, or someone who cooks the horse. Both are available.
For a horse.
There's many positions available. Tiny Eddie's bubbly grape-wrapped gopher munchies. What makes them bubbly? Is that the yogurt?
Yes. Wait, what's the drink?
Yeah,
The
that
sparkling yogurt drink.
yeah. What is it though? I know what it's called. I know what you're talking about.
Yes. Thank you, Chill Days.
Yeah, kefir. Kefir.
You're mine now.
I don't know if it's actually pronounced kefir. I think last time we called it kefir. Oh, he lost a whisker.
You lost a whisker.
He lost a little whisker.
Oh.
Yeah, last time I think we called it kefir, there was at least some people that are like, it's pronounced differently. But I'm going to call it kefir because I don't know what it's called.
Hey, you lost that.
You lost this. Do you want this back? I mean, I see that you have more.
He'll grow it back.
You'll grow it back. It's a little hat. We also had 18 months from JF Salmella 1 and 51 months from Jackson Lee Gaming. Thank you. Anyway.
Chelsea.
Beep, 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 beep. It actually does stay a little bit, which is somewhat remarkable. Oh my god. I don't know that they can see that super well, but yes, that is incredible.
Stop kicking me.
Anyway, we've spent a ridiculous amount of time this morning talking about
Horse.
I wish, to some degree, that I would have been able to have taken a horse class for the experience.
We could just, like, take riding lessons.
No. I wanted to take a horse...
I was at a place last week that had riding lessons.
I mean, specifically take a horse class to exist around the horse students.
Oh.
And see, like, what that experience is like.
What are we doing?
Because, like, I don't know. I don't know what that would have been. I feel like that experience would have been very different. Because, like, the vibe... There is a very specific vibe at SCAD for, like, different majors. And I'm sure that the SCAD students that we have here will understand what I'm talking about. Like, different majors have very different vibes. And a lot of majors get along very, very well. But, like, there's different vibes going on. And I just have to imagine that the horse people have a very different vibe. We had horse students occasionally in our classes.
Yeah. Because you had gen eds you had to take, and so did they.
Exactly. Because even if you are a horse student, you still have to take 2D design, you still have to take 3D design, you still have to take drawing 1, drawing 2. I don't know if the prereqs have changed a little bit. But like I had a class with a horse person. And that horse person did stand out as a horse person. They did a little bit. Because like sequential art students, like you can spot a sequential art student from like a block away. And a horse student is like a similar experience. They usually don't have the same... They have very different vibes. pretty different vibes. There's 1600 bits from Gold Lighting. He says, let Luca teach you about horses. I'd be willing to learn a little bit about horses. A little bit. Aqua says, game dev major here. So far I've avoided all of the dude bros in my major. Everyone I've met from my major are neat. That is the other thing, and that's just a college thing. Like, no matter where you go to college, you're going to find people in your major that, like, you don't like. That is going to happen. But you can also find a lot of people that kind of jive well with you. Jay Linebeck says, horses are 3D, so 3D design is pretty important. Perfect. Perfect. Aqua's roommate is a sequential arts major. We had a good little group in school, because I was a film major. Alex and Taylor were game dev majors, and Dan was motion design. And that was fun. We had a lot of fun. We had a good little group. We didn't have any like traditional
What
artists.
was Ian and Nick's majors?
Nick was audio design.
Ah.
Nick wanted to be like a producer type thing. Really liked that. And
That makes sense given what he said about like some of the stuff he does on the side when we've met up with him.
Yeah, people are now putting together the Motion Dan. Yes, that's why Dan is Motion Dan. It's because he was a motion design major. And what was Ian?
I know Ian went to art high school.
Yes.
And was incredibly talented.
Ian was very, very talented
But what was his major?
at art and had a full ride to SCAD. What was his major? I don't know. Draw
Was it draw?
good.
Draw good?
I don't know what it was exactly. I'm not sure. The other person that was incredibly talented at traditional art was Taylor.
Yeah.
Taylor was so good at drawing. And I think the part of game dev that he was really interested in was like concept art and things like that. And I don't know what Taylor is doing at this particular moment. Last time I checked, he was working on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles reboot cartoon show. I think he did like the background art or something in that. But that was a few years ago, so I have no idea what he's doing now.
Yeah, I don't know what he does now.
Is that show still on? Maybe. If it is, he might still be working on that. So, yeah. Rise or TMNT 2012? The more recent one, probably, because last time we talked to Taylor, like, last time we saw Taylor in person, I think, was when we were in LA, like, we visited LA, and I think he was working on the show then. So, I guess it's Rise. I don't remember the specifics. So, yeah, I know that he worked on that. I don't know what he's doing right now. I'm not sure. And of course, you all know what me, Alex, and Dan are up to. So. Yeah, Taylor lived in LA at the same time as Alex and Haley, so one time when Mal and I were there, we were able to meet up. That's all on the vlog. So the vlog is approximately 100 years old, but you can go find it. I haven't talked to Taylor in a bit. At some point, I want to, I mean, for one, catch up, but then also maybe play some games again. 100 years old, give or take 90. It's been a while. It's been some amount of time. Okay, we're getting near the end here, and God,
Yeah.
we really did talk about horse this entire time. I think the VOD title will be The One About Horses. The One About Horses. It is important to reconnect with your friends. But the other thing is, I feel like when you have a really good friendship, you can reconnect at any time. Which is nice, too. So, and I feel like I can pick up almost all of my friendships just at any point and just resume where we left off, which is nice. Is that when we saw Taylor? 2016? No. No? Really? Maybe we saw him more recently than that. But also maybe not. I am not sure. We've talked to him more recently than that. Thanks. Because we did like GTA heists and stuff with him, so. But yeah, it's been some amount of time. Yeah, he used to go to PAX with us all the time too. Yeah, we haven't chatted in a bit, so we need to do that. I sent a message to Ian actually a while ago. November, but I haven't heard back. But I sent him a message on on Discord, so there's a high probability that he just hasn't been on Discord
Possibly, yeah.
in that long. So anyway, things that are happening today. Well, this is happening today.
This is it.
Yeah, we don't have any other streams today, which is good because there's like actually a lot of stuff around here that we need to try and take care of. Tomorrow we will be working on continuing our Tears of the Kingdom adventure. That's tomorrow night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. We should probably go to Fishburg.
Yeah.
Should probably go to Fishburg.
We were working our way
We're
there.
kind of on our way there. I think we have like one shrine left that we know where it is. And then after that, we're going to have to go to Fishburg because we're going to be out of stuff to do. So that'll be a plan. Are we through we're through more than half of the game at this point?
I have no idea.
We have to be. We have 80 shrines. We've done 3 of the 4 cities. We have looked in the depths. Like, we have a semblance of things. Probably. 60%, I don't know. Are you ever truly out of things to do? Well, I want to be at some point because there's other video games to play. There's more stuff. There's more stuff to do. 300 Bits from Gamer Girl Life says, so my brother and I are going to PAX East this year. Do you guys plan on going to PAX East this year? We do not. Unfortunately, you will not see us at the PAX. The last time we were at PAX was 2018. We were at PAX East in 2018. Which was the same year that we drove Jepson back up to his family in Maine. It's not impossible for us to return to a PAX. We're just, one of the things that I liked about PAX was getting a chance to see all my friends. And slowly but surely, I made them move here. So now it's a lot cheaper to see them. I only have to like get in my car for like a few minutes. And that's nice. That's nice. What's the other thing I have to... Oh, people were asking about the vlog. I don't have a vlog ready because I released one last night. If you haven't seen that one, go watch that one. People have been waiting for the review of
Persona 5.
Persona 5, and that's out, so you can watch that. However, if you missed the Moon VOD if you missed the Moon VOD, I can give you that. So let me do that, because I got that ready. So if you haven't seen the second VOD for Moon, now you can. I want to make sure that people can stay caught up on that so they can watch it live.
I'm excited for Tuesday.
Are we going to meet God?
You will see the face of God, yes.
Okay. Arian says, I missed Starfield from yesterday. I did do Starfield yesterday, but I exported it overnight. And as long as there's no content ID problems, it'll be out probably tomorrow. So that's the other one I'm trying to make sure people can see and stay caught up on. So running... I don't like to talk a lot about it because I don't want it to seem like it's exhausting, but I do want you to know that running the VOD channel is actually a whole thing. I'm very proud of it. I'm very proud of getting the stuff out and having chapters and all that. I'm super proud of how I'm running it, but it's a whole thing.
Yeah.
Whew. So I hope that folks enjoy the channel because it's there's a lot to it. Okay. So go watch the vlog if you didn't see that last night. It came out kind of late. If you missed the Moon VOD and you want to watch that, you can go watch that. And as for us, we're done for today. I mean, aside from other work I gotta do. Y'all have yourselves a wonderful Thursday, and we will catch you tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, for the continuation of The Legend of Zelda Fishburg.